Hi Taurus, welcome to my channel. My name is Stephanie. This is Luna Phoenix Tarot, and today I'm doing your general reading for the rest of October 2020. I realize it's a little late and I do apologize. I have been sick. It's just been a very eventful October for me, so I do apologize. I'm still sick, but I'm going to try and work through this, so if I cough or, make some weird noises, please rest assured that I'm okay. But I did feel an obligation to get these done before we move into November. And it's crazy to believe that that's here already. Anyway, so this is going to be for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And it is a general reading, so it may not resonate with every Taurus out there. The camera might shake a little. I'm going to unplug it. So I do apologize. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this reading. Please keep in mind that energy is interchangeable. So it could be you or someone that you're dealing with. And Taurus, it took me a couple times to get into this energy because it's deep. So anyway, the overall energy that came out is community. And, at face value, that is what it is. Having a community, a group of people, like-minded people that you can go to and call on when you need help or when you want to build something. People that you can count on to be there for you. So I do want to read the book on what that means. I like to read from the book because it does have specific things in there that I think resonate with people. So, community, belonging, being seen and understood by others, like-minded connections, a sense of family and friendship, knowing your place in the world. This card signals a new affiliation with a group. Humans are social creatures, and we need to know we are useful to our families and communities. In a community, everyone has an important function and feels I matter. Why did I say it like that? I matter. I'm from the South now. We don't enunciate. Membership in the group provides a sense of belonging, of kinship, and of purpose that comes from working together for the greater fulfillment of all. Perhaps you are a part of a spiritual community, an artistic one. Perhaps you are in a learning community where you share your love of education. Regardless of its form or focus, your community brings you joy. You will be inspired by it and want to contribute to it. Your contribution may be as small as showing up or as large as becoming its leader. No matter your position in the group, your presence is needed. So, as I was getting this out, the first time I did the reading, the Three of Cups kept coming out for me. And I'm surprised it didn't come out again, but nevertheless, that's a card that's also about community. So a lot of you, I feel, are actually in spiritual communities where you're helping each other ascend. You're helping each other go through shadow work, and you're teaching each other spiritual tricks and tools and rituals that you can do and stuff like that, which I think is awesome. Where I live, it's not a huge thing, so it's kind of like we're closeted here still. So I think it's great to have communities like that where people can be more open about their spirituality and have these group settings where you're able to share. Some people are on Facebook groups. That's beneficial as well. Facebook is Facebook though, so if you do have the opportunity to be involved in a spiritual group within your community, I say go for it, see what it's all about, and take it in for what it's worth, because it's a very rare thing, especially in the South. So anyway, you're discovering the essential qualities that you share with another, and perhaps also those you don't share. There are times when you follow and other person leads, and times where you lead and the other follows. This card points to the importance of learning the proper dance between you and another. Accepting the truth that everyone has flaws is a part of that dance. So that's important in this reading. But not recognizing that everyone has flaws, but recognizing your own flaws. That's what's coming up for you today, Taurus. Whenever you're in a community of like-minded others, there is a powerful opportunity to reap great abundance. It's essential to ask, what can I contribute, rather than what can I get from it? Figure out a need and look to fill it. Something meaningful will manifest. Beware of compromising your integrity in order to belong. How do you dim your light or change yourself so others will accept you into the group? Do you hide who you really are in order to play a role within the larger whole? This will never fulfill you. Now is the time to assess your willingness to be real, stand tall, be you. Authenticity is true self-expression and the only way to empower yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself and step into the role your heart tells you to take. Making yourself small bears too high a cost. That's important. So let's go ahead and just get into this. The first card out was Temperance, which is a card about balance within the universe, masculine and feminine energy balancing out, relationships becoming more peaceful, things like that, connections with spirit and yourself becoming more peaceful. This was interesting though. We have the King of Pentacles, which is someone who's mature, someone who knows how to build wealth, someone who knows how to build stability. And he looks happy, right? But there's just a dog there. There's nobody else around. There's all these books around, so he's smart, he's intelligent, he knows what he wants, but he's alone. And what clarified it was the Seven of Wands and the Devil. So what this is telling me is that you've created a life for yourself where you're stable financially, mentally, emotionally, and you're guarding yourself so that you don't get knocked off kilter, so that you can stay in the safe zone and not have to open up or show anything, really. Any happiness, any anger. You're just kind of in this little bubble. And the Devil here is fear. This can also represent toxic energy, addictions, things like that. But what I see here is fear. And I'm noticing the two teenagers in this card with the Devil. And I'm feeling like a lot of this, I wouldn't call it an insecurity, but a lot of this guardedness came from adolescence. Maybe you were let down by someone, whether romantic or, some other platonic type of relationship. And just ever since then, you don't really go searching for love or things like that. You just kind of build on your own. And it is what it is. You expect people to come and go almost. So you stay in your lane so that you're not affected by the energy moving in and out from your life, if that makes sense. So next was the the Knight of Wands, which is a passionate energy. This is a fiery, I always feel like this is somebody who's just free. If you look at her, she's just not a care in the world. And I just realized there's 4 wands there. So that may be significant. That's 1111. The 4 of Wands traditionally represents marriage, commitment, engagement, home, things like that. So the Knight of Wands was clarified by the 3 of Wands in reverse. Excuse me, and strength. I'm trying to figure out this camera situation, y'all. I'm the worst. Strength. The 3 of Wands upright is knowing that you've planted your seeds. Traditionally, it means waiting for your ships to come back in, things that you've put out there to kind of return on your investment, right? You're waiting to see what you've accumulated from your work. So it's in reverse, though. So this can mean a couple things for me. You're scared to invest anymore into anything, or you've already invested what you had, and so you're kind of guarding it so that it doesn't go anywhere. It's kind of like the 4 of Pentacles, where the man is just standing there with the 1 pentacle, and then he has 1 on his head and 2 under his feet. He can't move because he's so hell-bent on holding this 1 pentacle. So that could be one scenario, but what I really feel like it's a scenario where you're afraid to invest. You're afraid to put your time into somebody or something. You are afraid to have a deeper connection, specifically with people, and specifically with love, because I have the Two of Cups here at the bottom. This is something you're longing for. And here's why you're longing for it. We got the Three of Wands again. This is putting out, investments and waiting for your ships to come back, clarified by the Six of Cups and the Ace of Cups. The Six of Cups is a memory of love, or it can also represent somebody from the past coming back. This is memories. I cannot talk. I'm so sorry. I'm going to blame Mercury. This is you remembering a time where you had that passion for someone or something, and nothing could stop you from being drawn to it and investing in it and putting your heart and soul into it. The Ace of Cups is an opportunity for new love. It could also represent an opportunity for new self-love. But this is you waiting on it to come back. But how's it going to come back if you're scared to invest it? You see? It's a lot of fear. And that's why that Devil's here. So you may have been hurt in the past, right? And that's why you have created this barricade around yourself to keep people at bay. And it's funny because as I was doing this, I was listening to another reading. Sometimes I do that. It wasn't even Taurus, but she was pulling the same cards out. So I know that this is a message for somebody, because the same cards, she was reading for Gemini, I think. So you may have Gemini in your chart, or you may want to go check out a Gemini reading. But the same cards were coming out, and it was the same message. You keep people at a certain, there's like a checkpoint where they can't go past, because you're afraid to let them close and let yourself be vulnerable. On the outside, you come off like you don't get bothered by that type of thing. But at the end of the day, when you go home, even though you have a smile on your face, you've created a decent life for yourself. At the core, in your gut, you're lonely. And you want that connection with somebody, but you're afraid. So what do? Hopefully, Spirit will guide us to some answers and some guidance here. But anyway, let's keep going. The next card we got was the World. This is all about fated or destined endings and beginnings. Now, the interesting part of this card was what it was clarified by. And it was funny because I kept seeing it as the Wheel of Fortune. I always do with this deck. But that's just things moving in your favor. So it's not like you've had like a string of bad luck. You may have had some bad things happen, but for the most part, you kind of get through life pretty decently. You know how to get what you want. You work for what you want. You treat other people with kindness, things like that. So anyway, I felt like I needed to say that. We have the World here, right? And it was clarified by the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. Now, Nine of Pentacles upright is a card about self-love, appreciating what you have, being thankful for what you have, knowing your worth, knowing your value. So, being in reverse, it's telling me that you don't know. That you have kind of forgotten that side of yourself. Like, you only see yourself not as a robot, but as someone who you know how to live on your own, and you know how to live without companionship. So it's not even something that you thought you wanted until you're sitting there and just all of a sudden you feel this longing for it. But it's not something that's in your conscious mind, if that makes sense. So your day-to-day things, you're going on about fine, normal, and that's why you come off happy. But at the end of it, it's like this nagging, gut-wrenching feeling of not having someone to share things with. But we also have the Three of Swords here, which is heartbreak. This is just traditionally represents, your heart being broken, somebody betraying, not necessarily betraying you, but breaking your heart, essentially. I guess that could be betrayal. I always think of the Ten of Swords with that one. But the interesting part of this is that these clarified the world. The world is about fated and destined endings and new beginnings. This is an end to this feeling of I'm not worthy and I don't know what to do about it. I'm not worthy of love. I can't handle love. I don't want love. You do. You're just afraid of it. So this is an end to that mindset and moving into a more free energy where you can truly be yourself. And a lot of that is going to come from this community that you're within. Whoever it is. Sometimes it's our work family. You meet people in the craziest places who you just know you are meant to meet, and it's for a reason that you meet them and they stay in your life. The next card that came out was the Sun. Happiest card in the deck. It was clarified by the Eight of Swords, which is to me a mental prison. She's bound, blindfolded, and she's in a cage of swords here. She can walk out of any one of them swords. Look at that. It's not even... She could slide right through there, but she doesn't know that. The sun is illuminating that mental prison that you've kept yourself in. So you're probably feeling uncomfortable, feeling like, where are all these feelings and emotions coming from? It's your subconscious. You've been burying it and burying it and burying it. But I feel like a lot of you have had time to kind of sit back away from everything. And get a better feel for yourself. And why things may have played out a certain way in your life. And, yeah. So the sun is coming in and it's illuminating everything. You're starting to have some clarity on why things are going the way they are. Or why they're not going the way they are. The next card on the bottom was the Eight of Cups. So it's 2 8s here as well. So 8 may be significant for you. Actually, it's 3 because we have strength here too. Excuse me. These coughs are like spontaneous. Anyway. Eight of Cups is leaving something that no longer serves you. Now, what that means to me and this reading is you are leaving this mindset of I'm not worthy. I don't want love. I don't deserve love. I'm fine by myself. Kind of this stoic. And it's really not even stoic because you have a personality and you have people around. They just can't get in close. So it's an end of that turmoil that you're putting yourself through. Where you're going to start allowing people to come in. Even with the off chance that they might hurt you. But you're okay to deal with that. You're equipped to deal with it if it happens. So, I think this is a deep and powerful reading, Taurus. I do want to get some guidance. So. It could be somebody, because these were standing out to me at the beginning. It could be somebody you meet who just brings that passion back out of you. Somebody, like one person specifically from somewhere that you meet, who just kind of shows you a different side to life that you had forgotten about. The more childlike side of yourself. It's okay to be, quote-unquote, immature sometimes. I'll probably never fully grow up. I'm wearing Rugrats pants right now. Let's be real. What guidance and advice do we have for Taurus, October 2020? Oh, and it says a time to give rather than take. That's what the community card was talking about. I'm going to get one more because those came out together. So sometimes giving is a good way for us to remember what it's like to receive. And instead of holding back and keeping yourself hidden from everything, I'm going to leave this here too, because that, you know, instead of, you know, keeping everything blocked away, maybe it's time to give some things away so that you can free up space to allow new things to come in. We also have look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius, meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. Your commitment is being tested, and then the end of a tough cycle approaches. I'm not going to read on all these. Let's see, your commitment is being tested. The answer to your question is yes, but not yet. You're halfway to your goal. You still need to put in a bit more effort. Sometimes we just need to realize how much we want something. You need to recommit to someone or something. To me, I'm taking that as a recommitment to yourself. To this emptiness that you feel. Even though you have all these things around you, that emptiness is needing... It's being loud right now for a reason, basically. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Cap. Release control and trust the universe. A professional project may be ending now. Admit it if you've been a really hard-headed or hard-nosed. Find a balance between your personal and private lives. And it's time to stop fearing the worst. Like I said, in the off chance that someone comes in and hurts you, you are equipped to deal with that. Look at the bigger picture. Saggy. Take time out for a mini break or adventure. This situation may have come around because you've been distracted. Be confident, but not overconfident. Have you shown that you care? If not, now is the time. Find a balance between speaking your mind and saying too much. So I'm hearing a lot of balance here. Like you can have both. You can have a healthy love life or, you know, other types of relationships as well as a healthy, you know, material. I don't like to say it that way. Material, but, you know, 3D life. Sorry, I got cut off and a phone call come through. It's time to surrender to the divine. Face your fears. They may be holding you back. This situation is being healed, and avoid being deceptive or willingly deceived. And I might as well just read the next one too. New moon in Virgo. Recommit to healthy morning and evening routines. Gradual improvements are coming. Pay attention to detail if you want success. Be of service to others, and love and money will follow. The person you're thinking about is reliable. Be of service to others, and love and money will follow. Yeah, so I'm going to leave that with you guys. I don't know what else really to say. Other spirit has spoken. But I do hope it resonates. If it did, make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.